Hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play of Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright. My name is Anna Myrtle. Today we're going into the part 4 of the Big Top case with the circus. I have been trying to trigger warn on all these videos at the very beginning that there is a ongoing plotline / running joke about a 16-year-old girl being pursued by men who are much older than her. So I'm powering through by just occasionally swearing under my breath. But you are not obligated to watch these if you want to skip ahead to the next case. Otherwise, then you can keep me company through this. So we have a very strange case on our hands, and hopefully we're going to get some more evidence and figure out what's going on. We've been granted a slight reprieve from trial. Nick? What is it? I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks. Magic tricks? Yeah, magic tricks are by their very definition tricks, right? But I can never figure out the tricks when I see them. And that's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can't guess the trick. But the trick Pearlie showed me was incredible. Pearls did a magic trick? What kind of trick was it? Let's see. It looked like she pulled the end of her own thumb off. Really, that... Wow. Okay. Fair enough. First, she put her right thumb next to her left hand, and then it just separated. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible. Really? Was it kind of like this? How'd you do that? Nick, you're like a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of a murder. You'll take all the fun out of magic if you keep trying to figure it out. She's so sweet. I don't see any way out of this. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's no way we can solve the mystery of a criminal flying by tomorrow. Do you really think the criminal flew through the air? The only one who thinks that is Moe, right? He says he saw it. That's true. Moe looked awfully serious when he said it. Do you think he might be trying to frame Max? If that was it, he would have simply said, I saw Max. That would have been enough. There's no reason why anyone would believe he flew. What if the criminal really did fly? There's only one person who could do that, Max. Nonsense, we just haven't met them yet. Everyone seems to hate Max. They all have nothing nice to say. I mean, consider the source. Ben and Trilo are the same person, and they're really creepy, and Moe is creepy in a very different way. The magician does seem a little full of himself. Especially when he says things like customers only go to the circus to see him. Again, probably true. He even hit Ben over the head with a bottle. He hit Ben over the head with a bottle because Ben is 31 years old and trying to send sexually explicit poetries to a 16-year-old girl. But what? But that doesn't seem enough to frame another person for murder. No, I can totally believe Ben would frame someone for murder. I honestly believe that Ben Truloquist would, has a pile of bodies in his backyard that we just don't know about. And by the way, I'm actually very frustrated that his name is Ben, because my friend's name is Ben, and this creepy guy does not deserve that name. We will call him Ven, because it's clearly a pun on ventriloquist, so he's just Ven from now on. And I apologize to anyone in the audience named Ven, because you don't deserve that either. This guy is creepy. Anyway, ask me how I really feel about him. Since I've been holding back my opinions. And it was proven that neither... What? How was it proven that neither the ventriloquist nor Moe lied on the stand? They did nothing but lie. They're testimonies were streams of lies. Maybe the ventriloquist saw the ringmaster wearing Max's costume, but Mo clearly said he saw Max himself. No, he didn't. He said he saw a silhouette and didn't see the face. This is like retcon. I'm being retconned. Let's go check on Max. Oh, my sweeties. You mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place? We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there. A little while ago, some people from a local TV station came by, and since I'm a famed magician, they said, let's make you your very own TV special. Really? What kind of TV special? Maximilian Galactica, the Great Prison Escape. It would be aired live. Hey, that sounds like it would be an awesome special. But if I do this special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real. Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law. That's what I was thinking, but the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break. Oh, sweetie, I promise. We'll do what we can. You seem awfully calm about that possibility. I'd have no choice. It would be a contractual obligation, and that's show business. I love him. I wish he was a little younger. Or I wish they just made Regina a reasonable older age, but setting aside that, I love him. But it really bothers me. It would have been so easy to make them... Was that necessary at all for him to be 21 and her 16? And I know there's going to be like a million, oh, but Anna, you don't understand because, you know, there's some reason. And it's like, okay, but they changed everything else for the localization. They've insisted we're in California. They've insisted that a little village was just a quaint little Californian village, you know, so they could have brought her age up to something that localization-wise would have been more appropriate. Before I get like a million, but you don't understand because it makes sense because of reason. No. It could have been changed. Actually, I'm Googling. Yeah, the age of consent in California, 18. I think, if I'm reading this right, the age of consent in Japan is 16. So that's probably why she's 16. But, again, my point is... And that's, I'm not even sure if I got that right. I Googled really quickly, so please don't quote me. It's probably wrong. I just read the first thing I Googled. But yeah, I'm assuming that her age has something to do with what it originally was. But my point is just before the videos, it's probably too late at this stage because this is the third or fourth video in the series. My point is just, for localization, they could have made it anything. They could have made it 47, and it's localized. They're doing all kinds of ridiculous things. So like, for instance, insisting that this is California when it's clearly not California. So I'm just like, why did it have to be 16? Because that's my biggest problem with this episode. And so far, it has not been plot relevant at all. And maybe it will be. Maybe it will be. I'll just shut up and keep going. I'm sorry. I don't know why I got distracted. It's been a long day. I'm kind of sick. The night of the crime. You didn't happen to fly off into the sky, did you? We already asked him this. Here is how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off into the sky is not something I can do at will. I don't care what the stoogey clown says, it wasn't me. Max, do you mind teaching me the trick behind flying? You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and cheap imitation magicians is that I keep my mouth shut. I don't teach people tricks, but I will say this much. It's much harder than you think. It's wires. We already know it's wires. I was thinking about this in court today. I've got a favor to ask you. Anything for you, sweetie. Be friends with the other performers in the circus. No, what? Fabulous! A great joke! Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them? But I've won on the world stage. I've won the International Grand Prix. International Grand Prix? Performers should always look to perform on the world stage. But the performers at this circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something that I simply cannot tolerate. Ambition, huh? Something about what Max just said rings true to my ears. Yeah. Everyone at this circus seems like kind of washed up and done. It does make you wonder why he signed on with them if he's so prestigious and they're not. Oh my sweeties want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? To be honest though, I've told this story like 100 times already, so it's a bit boring. We're sorry to make you tell it again. You must not have heard me. I am really sick of telling this story. But what can you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica. I suppose I can tell it again. Voila! Here, take a look at this. I just happen to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me. Just look at that fabulous stage. I don't even know what a Grand Prix is. If you had asked me, I would have said it was some kind of car race or something. That is the first stage that I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. At that time, I thought to myself that I could die right then and die a happy man. I'll never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim. Wow. By the way, I think everyone who is a performer should get to experience that feeling. I just wish I could explain that to the other people in the circus. That's incredible, Max. I won a trophy too. Hey, Nick, how about you buy me a trophy? That's not how you earn a trophy, Maya. My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to all the other members of the circus. Look and learn. That's what you should tell them. Learn how to get thrown in jail? Oh, Phoenix. You're so negative. I don't see anything there that helps us, but I guess we can show it to people. Don't have much else to do. Do you have anything you want to add to us? Do you know anything about the pepper? Fabulous! You'd like me to sign this for you? Okay, no, he doesn't. Yeah, alright, back to the circus. You hear that? It sounds like two people arguing. Oh no.
Alright, let's do it. Are you ready?
Yes. Wait.
Quit your whining. Let's just give this a shot already. What are you doing? Gently down the street. Come on, you know that.
I'm trying my best, but Trio, this just isn't going to work.
Do you enjoy saying dumb things? You're going to have to be on your own someday. If you can't handle something as simple as this, what are you going to do then?
Hello, Ben. Hello to you too, Trilo.
What are you doing here? Can't you see we're on a secret crash training course?
Secret crash training? Whoa! Yes, Trilo wouldn't give up until I said we'd try out his idea for a new routine. So we were trying to sing in a round for our new ventriloquism act.
In a round? You can do that? See? Even they are surprised by the idea.
They're not the only ones. You even surprised me.
But once we've got a grip on the basics, it's just a matter of practice.
Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to give this back to you. Maya, no! Why?
There it is. Now that I got this ring back, it's time to take one more shot at Regina.
Why are we helping this? I know that you already testified in court today, but...
You want to talk about what we saw, right?
Yes.
Well, at first we thought it was the old man. Just looking at his walk and how he acted, right, Ben?
Yeah, that's right.
But then we said hello and didn't even get a reply. Not to mention he was draped in those gaudy symbols.
What would you have thought if he wasn't wearing the symbols?
What do you think, Ben?
I would have thought it was the ringmaster. I was hoping I could ask you about Regina.
I'm completely serious about her. That's why I'm waiting for her even now.
Really? That's so sweet. But if you really want to see Regina, shouldn't you check out the tent?
You haven't got a clue about things, do you, sweetheart? Waiting like this is part of being in love. If you had a clue, you would know that waiting is sweet, wonderful torture. When your body aches for your partner's love, that's one of the best parts.
God, this guy's so creepy. So how is this new routine working out?
Will you two just take a chill pill already? Our routines are secret. We're gonna take the ventriloquist world by storm.
That sounds incredible.
We're not going to take on that world just because a jerk said we should. Max Galactica. Performers should aim for the world. Who does he think he is?
Trilo, you seem really fired up about all this.
He needs to realize he isn't the only one who could conquer the world stage. I, Triloquist, will win the Grand Prix.
Not to rain on your parade, but wouldn't a more mature song be best?
Don't screw this up.
I don't think there's any point, but... Okay. He didn't need to see that. Oh, it's you two. You look like you just got hit by a truck. Shouldn't you get some rest?
I'm taking a rest right now, pal. I've been listening to some crazy clown's life story. Ms. Von Karma told me to come down here and do this for her.
I figured as much.
Let me tell you something, pal. Listening to that old clown sucks all your energy. Every time he's done talking, he looks at you like you should be doing something.
I think he's waiting for you to laugh at his jokes.
I know that, pal. Do you have any idea how much your face hurts if you fake laughing that much?
Poor guy. Franziska really set you up bad this time, didn't she? If you ask me, she should be listening to Mo herself.
No way, pal. You're not gonna get me to backbite a woman with a whip. No way.
Why are you defending her?
Prosecutor Von Karma's always got her eye on us. And every time you definitely don't want her to show up, poof, there she is. Don't show up, don't show up, don't show up.
Looks like she's wound him up pretty tight.
She's directly above us as we speak.
Huh? How's that possible?
According to the clown, the culprit jumped from here and disappeared into the sky. If that's what happened, it means the killer passed right by this window, pal.
Oh, I see. Who lives in that room, behind the window up there?
The acrobat's got his room on the 3rd floor, it seems. Pretty soon, Miss Karma's gonna start her investigation up there. So don't get any ideas of going up to the acrobat's room, got it, pal?
Franziska Von Karma! Once she's done with her investigation, I'll go up there and check it out. The ringmaster's body was found here. The way he fell over made him look like he was carrying a wooden box. But what really happened here? How'd you figure out the air conditioner hasn't been used? You're not making things up. It was easy to figure out. It was snowing before the murder, right? Look at the condenser. The snow is still piled on top. Maybe you should be a PI instead of an attorney. The safety light was on this time of the murder, wasn't it? I bet the killer was worried someone would spot them during the crime. So what happens if we do try to go up to Acro's room? Oh, it's not even an option. Mo's not here. If he was here, you would have been able to tell even before you stepped into the room. I'm sure you would hear him laughing away. What do you think he's laughing at when he's here by himself? What is going on with that ceiling? looks like it's just the same as usual. Okay. It's a shame. I actually kind of wanted to see Francisca in her element. It's kind of cool that she actually is going down to look at things. It's just sad that she... I mean, I can almost forgive her telling Mo not to give his testimony because he was so clearly unserious that in other parts of his testimony that I can see thinking that he was just making it up to be silly or something. So like I'm not pleased with her telling him not to testify to the truth, but I can also understand her thinking that that wasn't really the truth and he was just saying it to mess with her or to be... I mean, nothing else that he said made any sense, so... I'm just saying, of all the things that she's potentially done wrong, that one's the one thing that I'm like, Huh? Where's Regina? I don't know. If she's with that tiger, I don't want to find out. Let's hurry up and get out of here. Nick, you're kind of a chicken, aren't you? I'm just allergic to wild tigers. Rope for tightrope walkers, but there weren't any in the show. I don't think any of that was important. Max and the ringmaster had their talk in this room. Why did he do that anyway? Was it really cold? Yes, it was snowing. Or had been. Are we not gonna check the white paper on the coat? Really? It doesn't seem like anything's changed in here either. Well, maybe the cafeteria? Mr. Wright, welcome to the wonderful, the fabulous, the cafeteria. You know what time it is? Riddle time! Why does everyone cry when they eat Mexican pizza? You can answer this, it's easy! Because cafeteria Mexican pizza is possibly a weapon of bowel destruction? Wrong! Try again! What do you think, girlie? I got it! What is your answer? Because they are in the cafeteria! The heck? It's cafeteria. So I doesn't make sense. And why would Mexican pizza be... Why not just say when they eat in here? And also, puns are the lowest form of humor, and I say that as someone who makes puns frequently. I'm just saying. He's being too nice. Well, he probably feels guilty about his court testimony, and plus the fact that he's had Detective Gumshoe to cheer him up all day probably helped. Alright, let's talk about the trial. Today's been a really crazy day, hasn't it?
You're telling me. I didn't think it was gonna be so tough.
Tough?
Yeah, it was a tough crowd. That's what you call a crowd that refuses to laugh. For instance, it was such a tough crowd this morning I had to smash watermelons. I told them all a great story and even greater jokes, but no one busted out laughing.
You even used the famed no shirt, no shoes, no circus joke!
Exactly! How can you not laugh at stunning comedy like that?
Are you 100% sure about your testimony today?
I saw what I saw, I swear! That creep just
flew through the air?
It wasn't exactly flying. It was more like floating. The silhouette of his face made me positive it was Max.
I don't see a psyche lock. He must be telling the truth. Do you want to see this picture? Oops, wrong button.
Not this picture. He showed it to you guys too.
Huh? You've seen it as well?
Well, you know what they say about Maximilian Galactica. He really gets around. Oh yeah. He didn't just show me the picture.
What do you mean?
He showed me his bust, too. Let me tell you, that thing is enormous. It's in the picture, I think. He'd make us worship it every day. He made us bow to his greatness.
Really? He's got a big bust? I wouldn't mind hearing more about Max's bust. Where is it?
Max's bust should be on that small table over there.
There's nothing over there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
When was it? I'd say 5 days ago, all of a sudden, the bust disappeared.
It disappeared?
If you want to see it, there's a photo on the bulletin board over there.
Oh my god. So that's how someone could frame him.
Max just had to put the picture up.
This thing is really cool! Nick, I want someone to make a bust of me!
Sure, as long as I'm not paying for it.
Is there anything else that's changed about this place?
Nope, nothing's changed that I can see.
Is he actually thinking about this or setting up a bad joke? No, I'm drawing a blank here. A quiet Moe is a good Moe. I guess there really aren't any other things that have changed.
Well, there is one teensy tiny thing that does seem different.
Tell us.
Well, on the morning of the crime over on that bulletin board, this piece of paper was posted front and center.
Piece of paper?
It's torn, so I don't know what it said, but I could see the title.
Yikes! It says, "To the murderer!"
Murderer? Yep, that's what it says, but the rest of it has been ripped off. And I don't know who posted it.
When did you find this?
The morning before the murder.
Before the murder?
Yeah, the ringmaster was killed the night after this paper was discovered.
Who in the world posted this thing? Nick, I think we'd better follow up on this important lead!
Do you know anything about this?
Let's go ask Max. Do you know anything about this note?
The morning of the murder. It was posted on the wall in the cafeteria.
I do know all about that note. When I read it, my heart skipped a beat. Your heart skipped a beat? While I was enjoying my morning tea, the ringmaster and company entered the room. And company? I guess it wasn't really company, it was just the ringmaster and my sweetie pie. When the ringmaster read the note, he turned an incredible bright red. All of a sudden, he tore it off the wall and shoved it into the pocket of his tailcoat. What in the world was written on that thing? Let's see. Oh, I don't want to steal the fun from my sweeties. Go on and find out on your own. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. You might also want to ask my sweetie pie princess. What about this? Well, we know where to look for the note. No. We could have had it all this time, but... Do you see that? There's a scrap of paper shoved in the pocket of the tailcoat. I've got a feeling I know what that is. I bet that's the other half of the note Mo gave us. I knew it! It fits perfectly with the other piece! What does it say? To the murderer, I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. What? That's when the murder took place. Now we need to find out who called out the ringmaster! Hey, Detective Gumshoe! I'm sure you did a good job as usual.
Well, I am done with the investigation of the acrobat, finally. But with Ms. Von Karma.
Nick, what is that sound? The beeping sound.
It's Ms. Von Karma.
Huh?
Every time I hear that sound, she's not far behind.
Some sort of pager?
If you don't mind, pal, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here quick. See ya.
I didn't know Gumshoe could run that fast. Never seen a grown man so afraid of a girl still in her teens. Let's go inside. It's freezing. The wind is as biting as... Ow! As biting as lashes from a whip. Did she just collapse? Von Karma. It was a real battle today in court, wasn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Did you have to jump out and scare us like that? What can I do for you? Tomorrow will be the day my dream finally comes true. You mean the story of my defeat at your hands making the national news? Haha, national news. You possess such a small sense of scale. The global news, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Your miserable plight will be known internationally. I think she might be overestimating the importance of a win by just a smudge. You really sure you want to film this, considering what happened last time, sweetheart? Miss Von Karma, it appears you got your hands onto something big, huh? Ha! I'm amazed you picked up on that much. Anyone could. You couldn't hide that look of victory with 10 paper bags on your head. I've got conclusive evidence and a conclusive witness. Need any more hints? A conclusive witness. You must mean the acrobat, right? I'm putting in the summons for him to be called as a witness as we speak. Well, he's got to be the murderer then, because we don't put non-murderers on the stand. It's the final nail in your coffin, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yeah, I get it already. You want to beat and destroy me, etc. I can't worry about her. I've got to try and find out more information myself. Is anyone going to check and make sure Maya doesn't need, like, reviving from the whip wound that apparently laid her out flat? Oh, there she is. Why do you keep giving Nick the evil eye? It doesn't matter if you prove the defendant guilty tomorrow. Nothing will bring your dad back. My dad? You must mean the esteemed Manfred von Karma. Of course I do! Your dad! I know you miss him. Enough out of you. One more word and you'll get a mouthful of whip. Now, when did I ever bring up my papa's name in Is or any other conversation? Then what is the revenge you keep talking about?
You wouldn't understand, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I have to see him again one more time.
If you don't mean your dad, do you mean Edgeworth? Because I don't think my boyfriend is into you. And also, I just don't think he wants anything to do with any Von Karmas at all, period, after your dad tried to corrupt him and then frame him and then get him to convince to the murder of his own father, which technically he was not responsible for, and actually, in fact, Von Karma was. I think he probably would like to stay far, far away from you. I'm guessing.
Him? I'm sure you know to whom I refer. Miles Edgeworth.
Wait, you don't blame him, do you? Oh god, she could. If Von Karma took him under his wing and neglected her.
What? Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth?
Miles Edgeworth? Why would you even bring him up? It's just not like he's my boyfriend or anything. Who said that he was?
You haven't forgotten, have you? Do you know who it was that trained the gifted prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth? Manfred von Karma. Exactly right. He was my papa. That means that Edgeworth was right again. Miles was like a little brother to me.
He's older than you. I am older than you.
Little brother? But Edgeworth and Nick are the same age, thank you.
Edgeworth. The man who inspired me to become an attorney. I fought against him in a few cases. But a little after that case was over, he vanished. Why are we putting quotation marks around it? That's very suspicious. He vanished, quote unquote. It sounds like he didn't vanish at all. What's the viral tweet that everyone quotes whenever stuff like this, like, my not engaged in criminal behavior shirt has brought up a lot of questions already answered by my shirt, or something like that.
It's your fault he's gone.
Huh?
It's the truth, isn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
I mean, we kind of had a breakup, but...
Nick, what does she mean?
Why do we keep saying he's dead? I know he's not dead. I do not for a minute believe that he is actually dead.
Edgeworth was never quite the same after that case. And then, with the case after that one... he never set foot in a court again. One day, he just vanished.
Okay, but did he vanish or did he vanish with like quotation marks around it? Because those aren't the same thing. All he left was a simple note at the prosecutor's office. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Jesus! Could you be any more extra, Miles? That was 1 year ago. It was a few months after you left to go back home.
Mr. Edgeworth, he's dead?
I don't believe it. He's still alive, I'm sure of it. Somewhere in this world, he's still alive. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death? Of course he did. You ruined his reputation as a prosecutor. You effectively killed the prosecutor in him. Really? You think that's what upset him? Me winning as opposed to your dad living an entire lie towards the poor kid? Really? Okay.
just like your victory muddied the honorable name Von Karma. I'm going to find him. And then I'm going to teach him his rightful place with my own 2 hands.
Girl, you are scary.
Nick, about Mr. Edgeworth. Maya, I already told you this once. Please don't make me do it again. Don't bring up his name in front of me, okay?
Nick!
Ms. Von Karma? What? I don't know if you were God's gift to prosecutors or not, but I've had about enough of you. Him too.
What? What in the world happened?
This dog is all bark and no bite. He's already been defeated. Regardless, I have nothing to inform you two of today. Tomorrow will be the greatest courtroom battle this country has ever seen. I really don't think it will be.
Nick?
Let's go. We need to talk with the performer on the 3rd floor.
I'm sorry I brought it up, Nick.
It's okay. I mean, obviously it's extremely emotional for me. I don't really want to go to Moes Room. I don't think I need to go to Moes Room.
That's just so weird.
That is very... That's very Miles. Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Like, okay, Miles, whatever. He's probably, like, backpacking across Europe or something. I'm just saying. I can see him doing that. Oh, let's go up to Acro's room. What am I seeing? What am I seeing? He's wearing like a gold circlet, and he has what looks like Native American war paint on his face. He's surrounded by birds, and I think he's in a wheelchair. I'm really confused. You must be Phoenix Wright. Yes. Pleased to meet you. I'm Ken Dingaling. What? Here at the circus, everyone just calls me Acro.
Mr. Acro.
How do you know my name? The detective told me. He said you'd definitely show up here.
Acro, you're a member of this circus as well?
That's right. I mainly performed on the tightrope or the flying trapeze. But nowadays, all I perform is in my wheelchair.
Did you have an accident?
Oh god, the hole in the roof. Do you think it was the hole in the roof? Like he fell through the ceiling and that hurt him? Acro, why did you join the circus? When I was a kid, my parents failed miserably at business. Then one night, they decided to run away from it all, without me. The only person who was willing to take my parents' place was the ringmaster. The ringmaster took such incredible care of me. He is truly a lifesaver.
It seems like the ringmaster was a saint.
He was. That's why I decided to do something very important. I decided I would devote my entire life to finding a way to repay him. And now, look how someone repaid him for all the good in his life. All the little birds are worried about him looking sad. It's such a shame. Sometimes I think that he was almost too kind. Perhaps he was too kind to his performers. Too kind to his daughter. I wonder if he spoiled Regina.
Regina is so cute. She's truly a princess.
truly a princess? Are you sure that's a good thing? Do I detect a hint of grudge against Regina? I'm sorry to ask, but why are you in a wheelchair? Yeah. The nerves in my leg were badly damaged. And you can't walk now? I can't even stand now. And since I live on the 3rd floor, I can't even leave this building by myself. The saintly ringmaster didn't rearrange everyone's room assignments? That's weird. That's awful. The accident happened during an acrobatics session, right? No, it was clearly the hole in the floor. Psyche locks. Doesn't seem like Acro's injuries were acrobatic in nature. What's on your mind, Mr. Wright? Well, when were you injured? It's been almost 6 months since I was hurt. I injured my legs during practice. 6 months ago? What in the world went on at this circus then? Isn't that when Max joined? Was he his replacement? I stopped by yesterday and noticed you weren't in the room. I was at the hospital all day yesterday. You went there for rehabilitation? What about the murder? Of course I knew about it. I spoke with the police before they allowed me to go to the hospital. Before I got the call from the prosecutor, I was convinced it was all a dream. Huh? I just couldn't believe it when I saw what I saw. What you saw? That sounded ominous. What did you see, Acro? That night, I was in bed sleeping when I heard a huge sound coming from below my window. I see. The scene of the crime was right below your window. That's when I looked out the window. What did you see? He was flying straight up in the air. He? Maximilian Galactica. What? That's what I thought he'd say. You're absolutely positive it was Max you saw flying? I am absolutely sure. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick! Yeah, I don't believe you, hon. I don't believe you at all, and I don't think I have enough items to break your locks. So let's go talk to some other people. Mo's not here. Where's Regina? I want to talk to Regina. I don't want to talk to you. I don't even want you to exist. Actually... Does it say when he showed up? It does not, but I feel like... 6 months sounded familiar. I've got a bad feeling about this. Ah, Nick! Today's special is Filet-O-Phoenix. Stay! Stay! Heel! Oh, Maya! Nick! It's you guys! I'm sorry. I guess I made a mistake. A mistake? Yeah, a little one. I was thinking of teaching whatever primate was out there a lesson. But I was expecting more of a monkey than a human. A monkey? It's a pity about what happened to the ringmaster. Dad? Everyone loved him, didn't they? He must have been quite a man. He was. I love my dad so much. I hate to say it, but she doesn't seem all that broken up about her father. That's why I feel so lonely. Now that I won't be able to see him for a while. For a while? Yeah. When Leon died, I talked with my dad, and he told me that when someone dies, they become a star in the heavens. A star? That means my dad is looking down on me from the sky. That's why I love the night so much. I can see everyone who's gone. When someone dies, they become a star in the heavens. That's kind of sweet. But I bet there's no way that Maya believes that. What do you mean there's no way I believe that? Do you think that one day I'll be a star too? Of course! You really think so? Yeah, you will. I've got a feeling that everyone is doing great up there in the sky. Just to go back and clear something up, why do you want to teach Money a lesson? Because he's a meanie. He's got something that means a lot to me. Something that means a lot to you? It must be shiny, right? Actually, it's a stage costume. It's got lots of spangles. It's really beautiful. You should see it. When the costume gets hit by the spotlight, it dazzles. Hey, Mr. Attorney, if you saw that monkey, you'd get my costume back for me, wouldn't you? It's really important to me. Gladly, but of course, I'll get it for you. Is this the original "but thou must" trope namer? I feel like I've seen... Yes, it is. That's the image on the "but thou must." It's different. It's not the remastered, so it looks a little bit different, but I knew I'd seen the blonde girl asking. So we'll say, I'll get it for you. Leave it all up to us. There's no turning down that request. Yay, you're really gonna do it? Let's ask you about some things. Actually, let's ask you about some people. How do you feel about Max? Hey Maya, do you know if Max is doing okay? Well, I don't think I'd go so far as to say he's okay. I hope he comes back here real soon. I'm sure he's going to come back here, right Nick? There's no way he will lose with you helping him, right Mr. Attorney? Of course. If I'm right, you're right. Okay, so at least she seems to like him. That guy, his name is Ben, right? I didn't know. He doesn't really catch my eye. I didn't catch what she said. The text skipping is weird. He's friends with Triva, right? Alright, I look so cute in this picture. I might not be able to see my dad for a while, but I know I can wait until I see him again. That's the spirit, even though he won't be coming home. Don't do that, Maya. Please don't look at me that way. I'm sorry. He says Regina's so cheerful, it makes you wonder if all the lights are on. But I feel like she's just putting on a good face. But I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to imply. What do you think about Mo? He's been a good friend to my dad for a really long time now. My dad always said, when it comes to someone who I can entrust the circus to, it's definitely Mo. That clown is one lovable stooge. What do you think about the acrobat who is 26? Ah, it's Acro! Is he in his room today? He is. We just came back from a meeting with him. I hope his legs get better soon. Acro's so incredible, especially on the trapeze. The trapeze is that enormous swing hanging from the top of the tent, right? Yeah, that's it. I really want to see him up there again. Acro the acrobat. Acro doesn't seem to have very many nice things to say about Regina. But Regina seems to like Acro just fine. There's no denying it. Max is cool. I want to try flying someday with Max. I don't know why Phoenix keeps, like, throwing insults at her in his brain. She's no less, silly or disconnected than Maya is. Then again, he also threw insults at Maya, so... What about this? Can you tell? Oh, okay, yeah. He just loves to cause trouble. Don't you think using a tiger to scare him is a bit much? Huh? Why is that? Do you really have to ask? It's dangerous to use a tiger for that sort of thing. It's not dangerous. Rita's just a little kitten. I've seen plenty of kittens, and that's no kitten. Do you know anything about this box? That's a shame. What about the pepper? That's Pepper, isn't it? From the cafeteria. It's from the cafeteria? It's not. I remember seeing it there. So this was the cafeteria's Pepper. You know, I'm not a big fan of Pepper. Interesting. Regina, have you ever seen this note before? I know what this is. Really? Well, it was in my pocket for a while. It was in your pocket? This piece of paper was in your pocket. I guess I noticed it was in there around breakfast time. Breakfast? Yeah, I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. That's when I also take out the trash in his room. Then I go to the cafeteria and eat my own breakfast. That's when you realize this piece of paper was in your pocket? Yep, but since I'm not a murderer, I figured it belonged to someone else's pocket. So then what? I wondered if the person who lost it was in trouble, so... You put it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria? Yes, I stuck it up there. How'd you know? When did this happen? The morning of the murder, I think? I wonder who wrote this. Okay, I actually think that's kind of hilarious. Something smells fantastic! We know it can't be Mo! It's burgers!
Hello, welcome to the Bistro du Cirque, aka the cafeteria.
She's drooling like a crazy burger monster.
My burgers are the best! Juicy meat, toasted bun, special sauce. They are irresistible to anyone with a hankering for a burger.
I bet! Now that the ringmaster is gone, what are you going to do?
That's all I've thought about the past 2 days. Everyone loved Russell. You've heard Acro's story, haven't you?
Like how he was adopted when he was younger?
He's calmed down a bit now, but he was livid when he heard about the murder. Acro was so upset, he said he couldn't go on.
He was that upset?
Yes, he was. Anyway, I gave it some thought. Maybe I should give up on trying to be a half-baked clown. I've been thinking of trying on the ringmaster's shoes. Max would still be an issue, though.
Max?
He may be a bit mean and hard to work with, but it's hard to argue his importance. He's probably the reason the circus is still around. And a lot of what he says is right.
No.
All that's left is to see if everyone can get over the tragedy.
Get over what tragedy, Mo?
Huh? Don't worry about it, it's nothing. Nothing at all.
He must mean the tragic death of the ringmaster, right?
Yes, that's it!
Mo, I mean no disrespect here, but are you lying to us again?
No! What makes you think that?
The way you said, if everyone can get over the tragedy, seemed a bit strange. It sounded like you were talking about something from a long time ago. I'm right, aren't I?
Now we're getting closer to the truth. It was about 6 months ago. It was just a little accident. Give me a break. Old men have accidents. I wear big pants for a reason. So we've got 2 psyche locks. By the way, do you know anything about this? One man's trash is another monkey's treasure.
It's a picture of Regina. Well, she is a shining beauty.
Why do you have a picture of Regina in your room, kiddo?
Moe's not here. Stop it, Nick. You're scaring me. Nick, it's money.
And that would be the costume. Give it scratches.
Yikes!
Did that work? I tried to have a monkey-to-monkey talk with him. I really did. I swiped it while the money was distracted.
I really want to try on Regina's costume.
Maybe then they'll take you in at the circus and I can get some peace and quiet.
It doesn't fit me at all.
It doesn't look like something any girl I know would actually wear. I can't help but feel there was a better movement option than what we ended up with, but here we are.
Here you go, Regina. Yay! Thank you! You really got it back for me!
Don't mention it.
I love you, Mr. Attorney.
Please don't mention it. It's nothing. No wonder guys melt and mush for this girl.
Regina, this costume is yours? I tried it on, but it didn't fit me. Huh? This costume? It's not mine. It was Leon's.
Leon's?
You know, the lion she told us about.
Oh, the one that someone killed. Her dad killed it, right?
Leon was killed, wasn't he? That's right. My dad killed him. Why? Well, Leon did something really bad during practice.
During practice?
Leon was sitting down and then he opened his mouth. You know, ah! Uh-huh. Usually when he did that, I would put my head into his mouth. Uh-huh. Wait, you put your head in a lion's mouth? I sure did. The people in the crowd loved seeing me do that. They'd always start screaming.
You sure they were screaming because they loved seeing it?
Anyways.
What was the bad thing?
Oh yeah! Leon bit someone during practice. Regina! Everything was alright though. No, it wasn't alright. That was the problem. My dad was incredibly angry.
That's when Leon...
Yeah, that's when he became a star in the sky.
Poor thing. Let's try this. Mo, tell us what happened 6 months ago. What in the world went on at the circus?
Okay. There's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there! Some juicy burgers. Let's eat instead.
Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself. I've kinda got an idea of what happened. Mo, you said something about an accident. This wouldn't happen to be the cause of the accident, would it? I heard a little bit about it from Regina. Leon made a mistake during practice, right? How did you... I've told them so many times, you shouldn't be doing such dangerous acts. Like putting your head inside Leon's mouth, right? Yeah, but Regina believed in Leon. She believed so strongly that the ringmaster went along. He never could say no to her. Who was bitten? Come on, Mo. Don't clam up on me now. Who did Leon bite on the head? Well, I promised I wouldn't say anything. You promised? He's involved in this too. Mo, is this the person you promised wouldn't say? You promised wouldn't... blah 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 blah.
He bit someone on the head? It's not Max. Max is fresh to the circus. Regina's not a thief that we know of. It's not Mo or Russell. I can't think it could be Ben. He leaves... I thought maybe the problem was that Leon bit Acro's legs, but they just said the head.
It must have been Acro, right? How'd you know? Don't worry about that, Mo. Getting to the bottom of this accident may help solve what happened to the ringmaster. I need to know the truth about what happened to Russell. Tell me what you know. I'm sorry, Acro. It's like you said. You know, the accident.
Did someone die?
No, but it would have probably been better if he had. How would that have been better? He's still alive, but when he got bit, he suffered massive brain damage. He'll never recover from the coma he's in.
Coma?
All he does now is lie in his bed at the hospital, and that's all he's ever going to be able to do.
I see.
How is he related to Acro? He's his brother.
Huh?
The person who got bit was Acro's brother.
Brother?
They were an acrobat team of brothers, Acro and Bat. Cute nicknames, I thought. Anyways, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime.
Who is Acro's younger brother?
Sean Dingling, but everyone always called him Bat. He fell in love with Regina. What? Trying to win her love was his downfall. Everyone seems to fall in love with Regina. 6 months ago, while we were practicing... Oh my god. So he's 6 years older than her, and they grew up together because the ringmaster took Sean and Ken in as children. So 6 months ago, she would have probably been 15, depending on where we are in her age. And Sean was 21? All of a sudden, Bat blurts out, "Let me perform with Leon."
Why'd he do that?
I don't know. That's what caused the accident. I'll never forget that moment. It was so strange. Leon had the weirdest look on his face. He was smiling.
He? You mean Leon?
Yes, Leon. When he bit down, he was smiling.
Cats don't smile. You misread his expression.
Some sick grin.
No way! That's impossible!
A smirking lion and a flying murderer. Why does it seem like it's always Mo who catches these incredible events?
Nick, can lions smile?
We never told the police about the incident. The circus would have shut down if we had. The next day, the ringmaster took Leon out and shot him with a rifle. So that's what happened. What was I supposed to do? I had to tell you. But all this truthfulness has put me in the mood for a burger. Here, you two have some pepper. There he goes again. Achoo! What a wonderful sneeze! You sneeze with pepper and slip on a banana peel. That's basic clownmanship. I know you gotta understand that. I think I'd make a good clown. Other than Regina, I've never heard a cuter sneeze.
Does Regina sneeze with pepper too?
She does. Bat would always tease her with pepper.
Bat?
From my point of view, those two always look so perfect together.
Her being 15, him being 21. What could go wrong?
Well, that's that. The lion sneezed. Maybe he had pepper in his hair or something. A bat, I mean, not the lion. I'm most upset about how the lion was treated, to be honest. They had no indication that he was dangerous, and it was very likely that the performer did something wrong. So instead of calling in a professional, they shot it. They didn't want to call in a professional because they were afraid the circus would shut down. Oh, Mr. Wright, back again, I see.
Well, you did say I'll be back, or was it someone else?
We're back because Acro was hiding why his legs were injured. He was hurt in the accident 6 months ago. Well, it seems you've got things you want to talk about, so fire away! Yeah, I want to know why you're lying to us, Acro. I have to ask you, how were you injured? I'm sorry? I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice? Yes. Unfortunately, acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that were the real cause, he'd have no reason to keep it secret. Acro, are you really telling me that a practice accident was the cause of your injury? It was a Leon. 6 months ago, you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. No, you attacked it. I know I'm on the right track. I just need to keep going.
You're saying I was attacked by a lion?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'm an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for the exit.
Maybe attacked is not the best word to use. Let me rephrase. As battled the lion.
You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion?
You had to fight it. You had to fight it to save someone. Bat. It was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got that terrible injury. Mo, he must have told you. We learned about Bat from Mo. But he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the accident. I suppose it was just a slip of the tongue on his part. That's how I figured it out.
A slip of the tongue? They were an incredible team. Cut down together in their prime.
Cut down together. That was where he slipped, and that's how I figured it out.
You two ended up at the center of the same accident together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault.
I still haven't broken Acro's last psyche lock. This must be one incredibly deep-seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault. Do you care to explain more? Acro, I know you are still hiding something from me. Maybe someone you don't seem to like much is the reason you're being evasive. He blames Regina? Really?
Regina! You always seem calm and collected.
until you start talking about her. Saying things like she's cruel. Well done, Mr. Attorney. You've got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know, her tiger tried to attack me. Regent tried to attack you? Twice. He wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bat, are you? Leon was never taught a command to attack people. Regina isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to want to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. You still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What? What are you talking about? Maybe I overdid it again. The note. The note he put in her pocket.
Take that!
Where'd you get this? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket.
I guess I noticed it when it was in there around breakfast time. I always take Acro as breakfast in the mornings.
You wrote this, and you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. My legs were injured by Leon 6 months ago. My younger brother, Bat, had a dare with Regina.
A dare?
An absurd dare. If I can put my head inside of Leon's mouth like you do, you have to go to the movies with me on a date.
That's insane! Didn't he know how dangerous that is?
Didn't he know how young she was?
We all thought he was being stupid too.
But that lion was very old to begin with, and age brought with it countless experience in doing that very trick. Unfortunately, this particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing. That's when the accident happened. He just wanted to take her out to the movies. He was 21. She was 15. When Leon chomped down, I jumped towards him. Then Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up this way. What about Bat? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. I see. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again. And that's the reason why I keep going.
I do not understand why they didn't make her 18. Just a little bit older, and all of this would have been tragic instead of creepy as heck.
Bat and Regina. They were such great friends. Oh yeah, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it?
This is the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him.
It's covered in blood. This scarf. It was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. He? Leon, obviously.
Oh!
When he bit down on Bat's head, the expression on Leon's face looked like a grin.
Nick!
I know. Mo said the same thing.
What do you think it means?
I'll be taking that scarf if you don't mind. I knew it was you. I don't know how I knew it was you. I knew it was you. Miss Von Karma? I've already heard everything, so hand over the scarf.
The scarf is evidence in the trial.
That is for me to decide.
I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro.
Preparations? I've served a summons to Acro to appear in court tomorrow as a witness. Acro will talk more at the prosecutor's office. Come, Acro, let's go to the office. Yes, ma'am. He's really the murderer, and it breaks my heart.
What do we do, Nick? How are we going to handle tomorrow?
Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out.
Look at you, all full of confidence. You must have found something you can use.
This is all beginning to come together. Okay. I don't really understand the scarf, but 6 months ago, Bat was injured by Leon. I'm going to assume that Leon sneezed because of Pepper. And it was an accident. But Acro didn't accept that, and he's been stewing on thinking Regina murdered his brother. I don't know how he thinks she did it. Something to do with the scarf. Maybe that she trained the lion to chomp on someone wearing that scarf. I don't know. Leon thought she was a murderer. He wrote a note saying to come to the plaza at 10 o'clock. And the ringmaster went. He took the hat and the cloak with him. My thought is that he wanted to explain the Pepper angle and that it was an accident and like talk Acro down. And instead, Acro threw something heavy out his window to kill Regina. Maybe he threw the bust of Max. Maybe he threw it with, like, something attached to it, wires, so he could haul it back up. And it got tangled up in the cloak. And that was how Mo thought he saw the head and hat and cloak of... And then when he went out to visit his brother, he got rid of the evidence. That's all kind of a huge stretch, but that's what I think happened. I don't know why you would keep the Pepper in that massive chest that's so heavy, but that's, I guess, how Mo heard the thunk of the chest falling. So Acro murdered the ringmaster thinking it was Regina, because he thinks Regina's to blame for his brother's death. That's my guess. And he's willing to let Max take the fall. He killed his father figure, and he's willing to let an innocent man go to jail for it. That's cold. Both of those very cold things. To not come forward and say, it was me, and at least point the finger at Regina, but no. And meanwhile, this poor girl... I mean, it actually kind of pisses me off that the game keeps poking fun at her and saying that she's disassociating and there's something, like, mentally wrong with her. Like, her beloved animal companion that was part of her act accidentally killed someone she probably considered a brother in front of her. Her father shot the animal without consulting any kind of authorities or experts. Just decided the animal was dangerous and shot it, probably without consulting her, almost certainly without consulting her. Both of those things could be incredibly traumatic for somebody. And then meanwhile, she's been creeped on by two different, much older guys. Ben, who is in his 30s, and Bat, who is 6 years older than her, and that's a lot. I mean, if they were raised together and she considered him a brother, then not only is he older than her, there's the brother angle, so it would have felt very creepy and incestuous to her. And meanwhile, the other person that she probably considers a brother blamed her for her brother's death. It's no wonder that somebody might have trauma from that and be dissociating. I'm actually kind of really pissed off that the game is like throwing insults her way and acting like there's something wrong with her when it's like what's happened to her is no comedy. It's horrifying. And again, I don't understand why it was necessary, because they could have very easily have made her a little bit older and a little bit less vacuous, and it would have just been a normal tragedy. Like, there wouldn't be this weird, creepy angle of everyone being older than her, and she could be genuinely sad about her dad's death, and there, now it's completely fixed. It's the weirdest. It was such an unforced error. None of this was necessary. It's so confusing to me. And yeah, again, everybody's gonna be like, but the age of consent, it's like, but it was localized. Literally everything else was changed. All you had to do was change a number by her profile and a couple of lines of her dialogue to make her a reasonable age and a realistic level of mourning. It's just... it would have been so easy to do! Anyway, but yeah, that's my thing, is that I think Acro killed the ringmaster by flinging the bust out the window and then just hauling it back up, and somehow it managed to grab the cloak and get tangled up. I don't even know how. That part's kind of weird and confusing, but yeah. So that's what we're going for. We will find out, okay, in the next video. Once again, this has been Phoenix Wright. My name is Anna Mardal, and thank you for listening to me rant at you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.